Good morning. Good morning. Good day to you. And it's good to see you here with us on today. Listen, I want to encourage you today, as I do every day. But today, I really want you to, as you go throughout the day, really as you go throughout this week, the month, the remainder of the year, even into next year, here's what I want you to do. I want you to find the gold in each day. Find the gold in each day. Listen, I'm not saying that you got to be thankful for the stuff that you're having to deal with, the things that just hop out of nowhere. You find yourself in the middle of this is happening, that's going on. But what I am saying is this right here, is that even in the midst of what you may be going through, what may be happening to you, you can still give God some praise. You can still say that God is good. You can, if you are willing to, change the narrative. You can make the shift in your thinking that you can rename that moment. It can be a bad day or it can be a good day. It's up to you. But God has made it. And everything that God makes is good. I want you to find the gold in each day. That's what we're going to get after today. I want you to put that in the comment section. Somebody put that there. Find the gold in each day. What are you known for doing? Because what you're known for doing is one thing, but listen to me. Who you are is even better. Who you are is even better. I have met some of the most amazing people who have this, they just seem to have this ability to just find the melody in their craft that others would just overlook. They always somehow manage to find the good. You know, that good that a person that others would not even want to see. They're able to find that. And in both cases, I'm telling you, they can take something that could be discarded, something that could be thrown away, and they could find some diamonds in there. They could find some diamonds in that thing. One night after we got off duty, now during that time, I was serving active duty in the Navy, and my newfound friend, co-worker, and a minister, he and I, after getting off duty, we went out in town. Now, our ship was in port in Gaeta, Italy. We didn't know it at the time, but we ventured into what probably was a once a year gathering. And I'm talking about when they get together in Italy, it was just a town of people that just packs the town square. That's how they do it over there. And we walked through a part that is now a little bit more palatable. It's a little more palatable these days. But at that time, it was not the place that you want to, let's say, take a nice late evening walk through. Okay. But hey, we were hungry and we decided to get some pizza. Come on, when you're in Italy, you got to get some pizza. Italy makes the best pizza. All right, period. Well, on one street corner, there was a dilapidated building. And you could always find buildings that was unfinished in places like that, but there were rows of them. But this one was especially, it was just unwelcoming. That's the best way I can put it. And I'll never forget this flickering light that cast a haze over its doorsteps. It was creepy. It was creepy. It was weird. And I thought, this is probably the wrong street for us to be on. But as I went to walk away, my friend said, "Do you hear that? Do you hear that?" And I told him I didn't hear anything. But before I knew it, He had jumped a little wall and was making his way towards the porch of this building. Well, of course, I followed because that's what real friends do, right? I mean, come on. I mean, if we're going to make stupid decisions, then we're going to make them together, right? Well, there were used things around this building, used needles, stuff on the ground, and a stench. And I'm telling you, anybody who has worked on the streets, anybody who has helped out the homeless in any city would know immediately what I'm talking about. And under that flickering light was this giant garbage bag. I mean, this thing was large. And we stared at it for a moment, and briefly, we noticed that it slightly moved. Honestly, I wanted to run. But my friend, what does he do? He walks right up to it, while I'm like standing there praying that this would not be the last venture of my life, okay? But we opened the bag just gently, and what we saw was not an animal. It was a person, a human being, and his eyes opened, and he kind of blinked slowly as if that light was an alarm that his eyes hadn't seen in a while. I just gasped. That's all I could do. I just gasped. My friend and I, we literally fought back the tears. And I remember saying as best I could in my little Italian that I knew, "Sir, are you okay? Can we help you?" And I will never forget his reluctant smile. And he just said, "Yes, that would be nice." His voice sounded like it had not been used in a long time. You've heard somebody speak that hasn't been speaking in a while? I mean, the walk back that night after we left our new friend was quieter than usual. I mean, it was a quiet walk back to the boat. And neither of us mentioned the smell or all of that trash and those needles that we had to navigate around. Not every day do you find gold in the form of a living, breathing person in the literal garbage of life. Not every day. Maybe it should be. I don't know. Maybe it should be. But I want to tell you this. Few people can hear a melody the way that my friend could. Few people could find an unproven person who turns out to be one of the most prolific people once given an opportunity. And yet, we can all just tune our ears. We can fix our eyes and set our hearts on things in this life that can be experienced only when we overlook nothing, when we take inventory of everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Our children, our jobs, our friendships, the daily grind that we're on. There is more gold in the garbage, to be sure. You see, gold is in the form of people who have been written off due to bad decisions. Gold in the form of ideas that perhaps one person may have said, "You know what, that won't work." Somebody else may say, "There's no way this would work." But if another set of eyes looks at it, it could be an idea that changes the entire world. Now, I don't know the story behind what led that man to finding himself homeless, in a bag, distraught, finding rest in a trash bag. I don't know the story behind that. I don't need to know. because I realized that night, no matter what the circumstances were, guess what? He was still a person. He was still a person. He was a person, and he was a person with a future. He was a person with possibilities. But if we don't learn to see the good in people, if we don't learn to see the hope in the failure, if we don't learn to see the redemption in the life of some wreckage of somebody else, then maybe it won't be as dramatic as finding somebody so discarded that he was thrown away. It's possible. It is possible. We can throw away things. We can. We can throw away a passion. We can throw away lessons of life that we deem to be garbage. But it could be gold in the form of perspective. Somebody say perspective. Perspective that we can use down the road, maybe even. I'm a big believer. I believe in getting the right people around you, okay? Helping you to see things that we may miss. I'm a big believer in that. We may miss things about our lives. We may miss choices. We may miss options and blind spots that we can't see in general. I mean, I believe it's vital that we have people like that in our corner, but I often find myself asking people what they seek right now about themselves. Because at the end of the day, that will make a difference in this life. That's what's going to make a difference. And sometimes it's just going to be you who believes in something. Own it. Understand that. Sometimes it's just going to be you who believes in something. And can you believe in something that you're passionate about? Can you take a risk and can you step out even if nobody else can see it? My friend and I, we walked by the same street. We looked at the same building, but only he saw the bag that moved. If it were up to me, we would have kept it moving. I'm just being real. We would have kept it moving. I saw a garbage. I saw garbage. That's what I saw. He saw something more. And I'm going to tell you, I have found this ability to see something more profound. I found that ability to see something more profound when activating that thing in my life. You just have to activate it. And sometimes people have written me off, I'll tell you, for a million different reasons, okay? Why they've written me off. Questioning what it is that I see. Written me off because they're questioning what I believe. Written me off. And whom I choose to invest in. Written me off. But you know what? I've worked hard just to ensure that I don't need a fan club to support me. Okay? Now, if I can think of something and I can see potential in that thing, I don't require any further validation. I don't require any other approval. And just because, listen to me, somebody else does not see it, that doesn't mean that I have to believe that it's not there. Okay? Are you getting this? I walked into jail during my first year as a minister. I'll never forget. Now I'm heading to jail. I'm heading to jail to see an old friend who made a wrong decision. And that was going to be one of my first steps as a new minister, okay? But I got to see my friend through that awful glass that separated us. And as we talked, I want to tell you, our conversation, it just landed on this topic. And it happened when he told me, he said, bro, people treat us like we're garbage in this place. They treat us like we're garbage in here. And he said, I'm afraid I'm going to start believing it. I I told him over my dead body. That is not going to happen. It doesn't matter how people treat you. It doesn't matter how people label you, as long as you don't tag yourself that way. And I told him, I said, listen, your life is not over. It is not over. And I want to tell you, he would recover. He would recover. And when he did, I'm telling you, I was so proud of him. I was proud to know him because he decided to find the gold in each day. He decided that he was going to find the gold in each day. Now, it might be a sun ray through that slither of a prison cell window. It could be a beautiful conversation with a newfound friend, maybe that he didn't expect to make in such repulsive surroundings. I don't know. But that's what life is about sometimes. Sometimes life will take you there, finding the good right in the middle of a lot of bad things, a lot of bad stuff, just finding the good. Because upon his release, he reminded me that he would still apply the gold in the garbage mentality, even though he was free. So I'm still going to apply it. I'm still going to use it because it works, bro. It's tough to hold back. It's just tough to hold back somebody who refuses to stop digging. It's tough to hold back somebody who refuses to stop fighting and searching for hope in hopeless cultures, searching for hope in a hopeless situation. And I believe my friend is going to keep shining for the rest of his life. I believe that. It's because he understood how to make the change. And as for the people who don't believe in you, those people who don't believe in you, those people who don't believe in me, here's what you tell them. Just tell them, say, it's okay. It's okay because I believe in me. It's okay because you believe in yourself. Tell yourself that I believe in me. You got to believe in yourself. See, it's incredible what can happen when we refuse to settle for the garbage view and just stay dedicated to the golden one. Incredible. Now, I don't see, for example, Los Angeles as a place that's full of traffic. I used to, but I don't see it as a place like that. I see it when I have so much time in the car just to think, to write, to do things. I don't see drug dealers as simply people who break the law. Okay? I don't see that. I don't see just that. I see them as people with the potential to lead a fantastic small group in our church someday. See, it's all in how you see it. Because those people, they know how to get a message through the streets. It's all in how you see it. Do you see the garbage or do you see the gold? I don't see drug addicts as people who will be lucky to make it by someday. I don't see it like that. I see them as people who will have one powerful story of overcoming a huge issue that had a death grip on their life. I see it that way. Do you see garbage? Show me. If you see garbage, show me. And I promise you, I will find some gold in it. I'll find some gold in it. And then not because I was born like it or like I'm some holy man of God. No, it's not like that at all. Because I have trained myself to see it. I want to tell you something. You can train yourself to see it too. Now tonight, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray for my friend whom I found years ago. I'm going to pray for him. And I will pray again that I never, ever stop seeing the other side of the coin. Because the possibility of redemption, that audacious view that hope can arise right in the middle of the worst situations. So as you go about your life this week, this month, the remainder of this year, into next year, double check the trash. Just do a double check because who knows what treasure might lie within it. So just do a double check, okay? Now, we are all guilty of not seeing something for what it's truly worth. All of us are. Every one of us are guilty of that. Maybe it's time for you to just maybe reevaluate some things. Maybe just take another look, okay? You know, once I threw away a pair of pants as I was cleaning out a closet, and I took one last look at that bag of trash before I turned away. And sure enough, there it was. I saw it. It was a $100 bill just peeking out of the pocket of those old shorts. Always the best feeling ever. Come on, y'all. You know you didn't have that happen. That's a great feeling, right? I mean, there is without a doubt a relationship in your life with better than you realize. Without a doubt, there is. Take inventory. Look at your life and do it with fresh eyes, okay? And see what gold you can find hiding right there in plain sight. Hey, that's my time. That's my time. That's it. Find the gold. All right? Find the gold. Rename the moment. I know it's a lot may be happening, a lot may be going on, but if you will look, just take a step back and look with a fresh set of eyes, you'll see the gold in there. There's always gold there, but you got to be willing to look for it. Don't let what's happening cause you to begin to see things only through that perspective. Because if you can look at the other side of the coin, you'll find there's some gold there. Hey, I want to encourage you today. I know it's tough. I know you may be going through some things, but you know what? Life is full of stuff, but life is also full of gold. You just got to train yourself to look for it, see it, and you will find it. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door will be open. Amen. Amen. Well, hey, listen, as I said, that's my time. I'm TK Washington. And what about this? What a ship. What a ship. What a ship. What a fellowship. The gospel fellowship. Again, I'm TK Washington, and you, my friend, have been crusading for Christ. Now go, look for that goal, and have an amazing week. God bless. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.